What should I have to pay?
I go have technical difficulties with YouTube, so.
They don't count.
Evidently she got it
No, they brought that barn up there.
We're ready. Yeah, just press record. Hold it down. Yeah.
He just brought a truck load of lumber and metal and stuff up there.
There you go.
When you gonna build that thing? Well, it'll be here 2 or 3 weeks.
You all ready? All right, I call to order the Millersville Board of Commissioners regular meeting Tuesday, October 17, 2017 at 5:31 p.m. Everyone will please stand for the invocation and the pledge.
Let's pray together. Father, this is your world and everything in it is yours. We are simply here to serve and, Lord, to be good stewards. We're thankful for our city. We're thankful for our city's leaders. We're thankful for the wisdom that you give. Father, would you bless these tonight that lead us and help us to be good supporters. And Father, may you bless our community and bless this nation. We thank you for all your goodness to us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, approval of the August 24, 2017 special call meeting minutes. Call for a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the August 24th, 2017 special meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number 4, approval of the September 19, 2017 regular meeting minutes. Call for motion.
Make a motion that we approve the September 19th, 2017 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number 5, approval of the October 6, 2017 special meeting. Call for motion.
Make a motion that we approve the October 6th, 2017 special meeting.
Minutes.
Meeting
Minutes.
minutes.
I left that word out, sorry.
Excuse me, special meeting minutes.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain. I wasn't present at the meeting.
Item number 6, approval of the September 2017 financials. I'll call for a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the September 2017 financials.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number 7, ordinance 17-683, amending the personnel manual relating to the work from home. First reading. Call for motion.
Motion that we approve ordinance 17-683, amending the personnel manual relating to work from home.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
That's just highlighted, is that taken out?
That's added in.
That's added in. Okay. Thank you.
And I would like to go ahead and state for everyone that's here, that what it's stating is that the city manager may, on a case-by-case basis, allow an employee to work from home for extended periods of time due to a documented illness if a secure connection to the city's server is established and the particular position lends itself for the ability to work from home. Work from home for extended periods of time due to illness of the city manager shall be approved by a majority vote of the city commission on a case-by-case basis.
Anybody got anything further?
Question, as far as I was thinking that perhaps we should limit the extended period of time or put some restraints on it, such as maybe 7 business days within a calendar year. And if it exceeds that, that it be brought back up to the city commission to make that determination.
Are you talking about for the city manager? or-
No, I'm talking about city employees.
But there's not a limit on it now.
There's not a limit on it, that concerns me. I'm sure it would never be abused, but the point is, why not just go ahead and limit it to a certain number of days within a calendar year or a fiscal year or something of that nature? And in other words, we're allowing the city manager to make the decision, which she has the right to make that decision as far as personnel issues are concerned. But we're changing the policy and procedures, so we may want to consider that, putting a limit on it, whereas she can make a decision up to that limit, and then if there is a need to exceed that limit, then it would need to be brought back up to us, because we are ultimately the ones that answer to the public.
But we make very few decisions based on the personnel decisions,
Yeah,
other than the manual.
Yeah, we make no decision primarily. I mean, I think as far as Tennessee law is concerned, and under our form of government, the city manager makes personnel decisions. But when we start talking about sick leave, et cetera, and the policy manual that we do have that right to weigh in on a decision. And I think in any situation, if somebody is that ill that they can't be on the job for an extended period of time, I would like to put a limit on that extended period of time. I'm not saying that the city manager would ever abuse it or anybody would abuse it, but we need to, I think the commissioners need to have some say if it exceeds a certain limit of days working from home. Or, that's just my,
Can this board make that decision?
You can establish policy, if you're part of the policy.
The policy can be that personnel issues would come back before this board?
The amount of time.
Yeah, I know we can set the amount of time, but he's saying anything past 7 days, it would be up to the board to approve it.
Well, I think it should be worded that she would report back to you, not for approval, but for updates. John Doe is been out now 7 days, and the reports are supposed to be out 21 days. Keep you informed, but I think that's correct. She is the sole decision maker with regard to employees in line with whatever policies you establish.
Currently, the city manager does not have authority to allow work from home for any period of time. Correct?
I don't remember that being in your policy. That's what you're talking about now, isn't
Yeah.
We're talking about setting a policy that allows for her to make that decision. But under the current policy, it not having been changed, is there any explicit authority of the city manager to allow an employee to work from home for any period?
it? I think it's silent on it.
Silent on-
I think it's happened in the past.
Okay, well, I'm talking.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it may have happened in the past, but that doesn't mean that it was right, wrong, or
Right,
whatever.
right.
We're setting a policy now because some issues have been brought up that we have discussed. So what I'm saying is perhaps we should look at these issues more carefully and determine whether or not the city manager should be making those decisions without some input from the city commission. In other words, are we wanting to allocate all that authority to the city manager? I mean, if that's what y'all want to do, whatever. But right now, there is no authority that the city manager has, as the city attorney just stated. It's silent. And then because it is silent on that issue,
But notice here, in this document here as well, though, it's saying here that Franklin, Spring Hill, Columbia, Laverne, Town of Chapel Hill, White House, and Lewisburg. On the department heads in Franklin, yes, they make that decision depending on the position. Is there formal policy? No. Spring Hill, it's up to the manager. Is there a formal policy? No. White House, it's up to the manager, depends on the position. Formal policy? No. And Lewisburg, it's up to the manager, depends on position, and the formal policy? No. So I'm just saying that even though we don't have it in ours, they're still allowing this, and that's what's evidently happened here in the past.
and that's what we're trying to allow. Need to point out, the White House, for example, is a private act city manager form of government. It is not under the same charter as we are. But having pointed that out, what I'm saying is because we are establishing a policy, it's my opinion that we can establish that policy where we still have some oversight. Now, if you don't want oversight,
Well,
that's a decision.
I would hope that if occasion arose that somebody was gonna be out for more than a week and was gonna be working from home, surely the city manager would report that to the board. But I don't know that, in my opinion, I don't know that the board needs to weigh in. I mean, we're not here on a day-to-day basis. We don't, I don't think there's that many employees inside the building that could work from home anyway.
If I can just interject just one more word of thought here. I'm a little concerned with the 7 days limitation.
Well, 10 days.
Either way, when somebody's got a real bad illness and they have to recover, they're gonna be out several weeks. And if they don't have time, or if they are able to work from home and do their job diligently from home, 7 days, 10 days is not gonna cut it. And I'm speaking for myself now. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna be out 8 to 12 weeks, according to my doctor today. I went for my pre-op. So 10 days, 7 days is not gonna help me any, and it's not gonna help this city any. Of me sitting at home, doing nothing when I could work from home.
I don't think
and be
this-
productive.
this
But
is-
it's the same thing for a department head. I'm just concerned about those 7 days.
What I'm saying, this is just what you would have authority, not, the board would oversee yours.
I know, and I understand
On a
that.
case-by-case basis, not, I for one don't think the board needs to weigh in on the personnel.
This proposed policy says that the city manager may, on a case-by-case basis, allowing the employee to work from home for extended periods of time. That's what you propose. Now, you can substitute that word for a specific period of time. I don't think it interferes with her authority to allow somebody, but again, it is after that period of time, she gives you a report as to so-and-so is still working from home because of this reason. And change that into what you want to.
Now, I do know that the company that I used to work for, it was 6 weeks, 6-week increments. That if after 6 weeks that you can't go back to work, you need to go back to your doctor or something, whatever, if you're still working from home after a 6-week period. Maybe we could put that something in there to reevaluate. After 6 weeks, if they go back to the doctor, what's the status, are they coming back to work, that kind of thing. Maybe something like that would work. Thoughts?
It's still case by case.
It's still a case by case, yeah, but I mean, if we're wanting to put a time frame in here, I'm just telling you that from the corporate world, that's what it was looked at, was a 6-week period, that everybody come back and kind of reevaluate after that.
Yeah,
If it's more than 6 weeks.
I just soon leave it as read right here, all due respect to you, Mr. Vice President. It's her party, it's her people. And she does answer to us, but she is going to answer us if we vote this in that is written in here, the city manager on case-by-case basis, and we're going to apply on that case-by-case basis. So I don't really see no need to change where it's at right now. Just let her have it. And I believe now over time she's been here, she has brought stuff to us about employees, just to let us know. So we're not in the dark about anybody, any employee's been hurt or sick or anything like that, or family, losing a family member. Well, we knew about it, and our condolences were given, but personally, I don't see any need to change it. I don't see any need to add any days to it or put a limit.
Well, I'm just saying, just for this board to be responsible, not saying her in particular, I'm saying the city manager in particular, that, yes, it's still going to be on a case-by-case basis, but if it's longer than a 6-week period, at least we are made known about it, what's happening with it, should we extend it, should we allow another 6 weeks to be extended? Just kind of make sure that somebody's held accountable besides just that city manager
Well, I would hope
position.
that if somebody was working from home for a week, that she would at least let the board know.
I know, but I'm not saying just her, period, I'm saying that position, city manager position, whether she's in here now or whether we
Well, that's
even
what
have someone else, just so that it's in the policy manual from this point going forward,
Well, I'm
It's up to
talking
the-
about the position, and we're not talking about the city manager working from home. We're talking about other people.
Exactly, and that's what I'm talking about.
And if they're gonna be working from home for more than a week or a week, I would hope whoever is sitting in that seat would at least make it known to the commission that we have an employee that's working from home.
I would hope so too, but this policy, since we're changing the policy, this policy would assure.
Well, then why
The
don't we
board.
just put in there that the city manager should inform the commission that a person is working from home if it's over 7 days. And from that, we can handle the responsibilities we have based on her contract. I know there's clauses in that contract that she's supposed to do what's right for the city. So if the board thought that she was overstepping her bounds or allowing something that wasn't necessarily proper, the board could weigh in from that standpoint, could it not?
Do anything you want to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Be a lawsuit.
Do what?
Any contract clause that this board feels anybody violates has to be enforced through the court system.
No, it don't.
Well, tell me when it doesn't.
Robert Mobley left, we didn't go to court.
Well, that may have been an exception. He probably could
Ellie
have
Johnson
sued.
left, we didn't go to court.
I'm not sure what your point is. Their failure to sue, I mean, people can
No,
sue for any reason.
the
or
two
no
sides
reason.
worked it out.
Well, I'm saying they can
You
be
can have
worked out,
contract.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If she does something that is detriment to the city, then there's clauses in her contract that we can weigh in on that.
I guess I'm trying to avoid that problem just by allowing this board to weigh in before it comes to that. Weigh in on some of the decisions, whether it be 7 days or 6 weeks. I think there should be some kind of restraint on it, since we are changing the policies that have been established since the city has existed, or for however long. We're changing a policy that has a pretty good impact on the city. And I think it's incumbent upon this city commission to, do the right thing and, put some restraints on it, or to look over the city manager, whether that city manager is Ms. Miller or John Doe.
I would agree, but the employees do not have a contract.
Exactly.
They work by the hour or they're salaried employees. They answer to her. She has a contract. She answers to this board. So to me, that's the oversight. I don't want to get it, I don't want to have to come in at 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning or 10 o'clock on Thursday morning to make a decision whether this employee can work from home for 8 days, or this one can work from home for 10 days, or this one can't, or, to me,
That's why we have to.
we hired her to make those decisions. We govern her by her contract. That's my opinion.
Well, but the only thing is that's what this does, though. Another thing, as far as it says how many days they accrue for sick leave, how many days they accrue for vacation days, how many they can carry over. I mean, that's what this policy is all about. So, in a sense, we're doing the same thing with the policy for the employees on that one as well. I guess the only thing I'm looking at, this city is growing. It is growing. Since I have been a commissioner, and you know as well, it just is continually massively growing. And from what we're seeing as far as TDOT, it's going to. So it's important that now it may not be a big issue at this time, but as the city grows, as we have more employees, then, if we have these things in place now, that's all I'm saying, just some checks and balances. And I'm not saying that, maybe it is just a notification to the board of when somebody's, sick at home, working from home, or maybe it is 6 weeks, something, some kind of information in here as we get bigger, as we have more employees, that kind of thing, that something is established. I mean, any thoughts? Have you seen?
I do have some thoughts about it, and I agree that if I'm no longer here, your next manager may not communicate the way I do.
Exactly.
Previous managers didn't communicate the way I do either.
Correct.
So, to have something in there saying that the city manager should report any such cases to the commission, I think that would be fine. And it doesn't take away from your city manager charter, which basically puts all of that on me. And that's the reason for that type of government, so that you don't have commissioners and mayors going
Right.
and interfering with day-to-day stuff. But by the same token, this is a policy. So, and that's what you all do, is you make policy, and you decide what you think is best for your employees. So if you're gonna allow them to stay home and work from home on a case-by-case basis, and let me do my job and allow them to do that, then I think that there should be something there stating that I should report to you and let you know what's going on. If you want to put a time limit of 6 weeks or whatever, that's entirely up to you. You're making the policy. I just implement it.
So let me ask you this then. So does 6 weeks sound like a,
I think that's reasonable
A
when
reasonable
somebody's
time.
having to go through recovery on something, you know, a
that's
serious
a month and a
illness.
half of being able to work at home, and I guess that's what they're looking at when I was working corporately. That's a month and a half working at home, and then if they need another 6 weeks, then somehow you need to reevaluate, well, maybe we need to fill that position because they're not coming back. Maybe there's some other thing going on, you know, you don't know.
Exactly.
You just don't know. But normally, people recover from a normal situation within 6 weeks unless it's something major. That's all I'm thinking of.
So what you're saying is that in 6 weeks, she needs to come to us.
Well, no, just, you know, notify the board, and then that's on a case-by-case basis after 6 weeks, and then she'll come back and say, okay, in 6 weeks, so-and-so has not come back, this is what I'm doing on this situation.
It's me reporting to you, telling you what I'm doing,
Right.
okay?
Okay, now you're telling us what you're doing, but you're not telling us what everybody else is doing under you.
No, I'm telling you what my decision is on this particular person
Okay.
after they've worked for 6 weeks from home, okay?
Kind of like her spending limit. If she spends,
I've got to, right.
Right.
if she spends
exactly.
$9,000, she don't have to tell us that she spent $9,000, but most of the time she does.
I can tell you I spent $10 half the time.
Right, but that's you.
But that's me, but somebody else may not,
May
and that's what
not.
I'm trying to say.
And that's what that would just kind of put a stop in there for 6 weeks for the next, if there's another city manager ever comes in, that policy's in place, that they're to notify us because somebody else is doing it more than 6 weeks. Because I do see, as technology keeps coming, I mean, it's massive. There are going to be more and more employees able to work from home.
White House is hiring a communication specialist technician, and this person, because of daycare, will be working from home 2 days a week and working at the office 3 days.
It's coming.
So-
It's coming. So if we have something like that, it just kind of puts a stop, you know, in there for that time frame. But everybody knows what's going on.
So you want not only change policy, make policy for future. So you're sort of looking down the road, if since she may retire or leave, then you got another city manager. So you set this policy up today, not only for the present day, but you look at the future too.
Exactly.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, how about we add after the word home, the city manager shall, and I say shall because then there's no ifs, ands, or buts, report to the commission related to any of these, some wording, just basically saying that.
Change that, just so that you
Report,
know.
and it'll be there for the second reading, so.
Exactly. Just
Will that
basically that you
work?
notify us, and then, you know, after 6 weeks, whatever, then we reevaluate, notify us again, kind of what's going on, that kind of thing.
That's what you do when you go to work session.
Mm-hmm.
When they review it then.
Doesn't there have to be a motion amending it to that change on the first reading?
No.
Make it on the second.
First reading, you're only reading the title anyway. Does that work?
Works for me.
It works.
No more than I lost.
Any further discussion? Now I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Now, I'm sorry, I need to go back 1 second. So we just made a motion to approve this first reading, or that we're moving it to be revised?
No, you just
No,
approved
we
it
approved it
on
on
first
first
reading.
reading.
We're not
We
gonna
approved this.
revise it and bring it at the work session.
We actually
Okay.
approved this, yeah. We changed it.
Perfect.
That just moves
Camera's
you
not working,
forward.
so you might have to go get the camera on there.
We're gonna pause for a minute.
Camera's not working.
The YouTube, baby.
This has been 2 hours on my hair today.
It looks good.
Thank you.
where'd you find that color?
It's hard to find out. I looked for days. I finally found it. Took 67 years to find that color.